Halo everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back with me in LSE course. I'm Miss Novi, and today we have a special class to commemorate and celebrate our Indonesian Independence Day. So today, LSE course um will present the history of Indonesia, and so that everyone can understand and also can um rewind what what was Indonesia like in the past. Okay, so everyone, are you ready? All right. Okay, so we move on to the next slide. Okay, so before we begin the class, I would like to ask you one question. What do you know about Indonesia? Miss, Indonesia is a country. Indonesia is a country, a great country. And then what else? Indonesia is an island country. Yeah, there are a lot of islands in Indonesia. Okay. And then what else? Okay, so thank you everyone. We live now in Indonesia, and Indonesia is an island country. So there are a lot of islands in Indonesia, but the biggest island is Java Island, right? Okay, all right. So the next one, I have questions and also I have quizzes for you. Um, Look at this place. Look at this place. And my question is, what island is it? Okay, I have options, everyone. So A is Sumatra Island, B is Bali, and then C is East Nusa Tenggara, and D is West Java. What island is it? If you are Indonesian, so let's test how Indonesian you are, okay? Okay. Okay. A for B, for C, and for D. So the answer is, yep, correct. It is Bali. Okay, so this picture is in Bali. So Bali is very famous, right? Okay, the next one. What island is it? Oh, we have this kind of island, and the this kind of shape. This island is very famous. It's very famous with its shape. Okay, can everyone know? I mean, do you know where is it? Is it Kalimantan? Is it Maluku? Is it East Java? Is it Sulawesi? Which one? Okay, correct. It is Sulawesi, everyone. Okay, well done. So, when does Indonesia celebrate Independence Day? Hmm, I think we all know. Okay, which one? A, B, C, or D? August 18th? Are you sure? Okay, so the answer is August 17th, everyone. So every year we celebrate our Independence Day on August 17th, right? Okay, like probably how many days ago? Um, one, two, three, four, five. 4 or 5 days ago, we celebrated Indonesian Independence Day, right? On the 17th of August. All right, so which countries colonized Indonesia? So did you still remember what the teacher told you during the history class? In the past, Indonesia was being colonized by some of the countries before we had our independence. Okay, so which one? It is Portuguese? Is it Dutch island, Dutch colonizations or Netherlands? Is it French? Is it British or UK? Is it Japan or Japanese colonization? Which one, everyone? It's quite difficult, right? Okay, Japan. I think Japan was included. Okay, and others, what do you think? Okay, so all of these countries colonized Indonesia. Wow. So started from Portuguese or Portugal and then Netherlands, after that French, UK, and the last is Japan. Wow, that's a lot, right? That was a lot. Okay, the next one. Who is this Indonesian hero? Okay, so after the questions about the colonizations or which country colonized Indonesia, and I'm going to ask about the hero. Okay, Indonesian hero. All right, so who is this Indonesian hero? Hmm. Okay, so is it Insinyur Soekarno? Is it Jenderal Sudirman? Is it Ki Hajar Dewantara? Or is it Muhammad Hatta? Which one? Insinyur Soekarno? Mm, okay, let's check. Oh, so he is Jenderal Sudirman, everyone. Okay, do you know about him or the history about him? Like who he was and then where he was from, something like that? Okay, so we're gonna talk it later, okay? Okay, so who is this Indonesian hero? Oh, the previous is the man. The previous was the man, and right now is the woman. Okay, so did you still remember about her? Or, oh, miss, this is the first time I saw her. Really? Okay, let me check. So, is he Dewi Sartika, everyone? Is he Fatmawati? Is he Cut Nyakdin? Or is he Raden Ajeng Kartini? Okay, which one? What do you think? Okay, Raden Ajeng Kartini, are you sure? Cut Nyakdin, are you sure? Okay, so let's check the answer. Okay, so she is Cut Nyakdin. So she is one of the Indonesian. She was one of the Indonesian hero. Okay, so do you still remember about this? Okay, so what country is it? These are the countries that colonized Indonesia, or this is the country that colonized Indonesia. Portuguese, or the country is Portugal. Portugal. Okay, so how about this one? What flag is it? French? Japan? No. Okay. Netherlands or Dutch colonization. It's a Netherlands, everyone. And then how about this? Oh, it's pretty much the same, but um, it's like more vertical. Okay, which one? It's French. Okay. And then how about this one? Okay, it's UK or British. And then the last is Japan or Nihon. Okay, well then everyone. So these are the pictures when Indonesia was invaded back then in the past, right? Before we had our independence. Okay, what do you think? After you saw this picture, what do you think? Okay, it was tragic, yes, it was tragic. And then a lot of people died, yes. A lot of people died, and then the colonization was really one of the most tragic and influenced in Indonesia the most in the future. Okay, so we move on to the heroes, Indonesian heroes. Okay, as we already know that there were a lot of heroes, Indonesian heroes during before the independence. Like they wanted Indonesia to be free, to be free. Okay, but this time in this class, I would like to introduce you to these two heroes. Okay, so the first is Jenderal Sudirman and the second is Jutnyakdin. Okay, everyone? Okay, so but before that, what do you know about Jenderal Sudirman, everyone? Okay, so he was he a doctor? who helped Indonesian back then, Indonesian people, or was he a soldier? Was he a police? Something like that. Okay, so Jenderal Sudirman is a high-ranking Indonesian military officer during the revolution. Okay, so high-ranking, everyone, Indonesian military officer. The first commander of the Indonesian armed forces. So he was the first commander of the Indonesian armed forces, and he is Muslim. Okay, all right. And then, okay, so let's move on to the personality. When he was alive. So, according to the story, he was a humble leader and had a simple lifestyle. Okay, so he was very humble, even though he was a high-ranking commander. And then, so, if you have watched General Sudirman movie, he believed that a simple lifestyle was the order of God. God also said and ordered that humans must live a humble life, as said by Surah Al-Furqan, verse 67, which said, and they are those who, when they spend, do so not excessively or sparingly, but are ever between that, justly moderate. So he was very humble, and then he always put God in every situation, including his personality, everyone. So, do you want to be a humble person like General Sudirman? Humble is a very one of a good personality that you need, that everyone, that students need to have. Okay, so the next one. He also had the attitude of always being grateful. Okay, so everyone, do you know what is the meaning of always being grateful? Uh, Along with being humble and grateful attitude, there would come a desire to share will qana'ah attitude, always being thankful and accepting what God has predestined for him. So being grateful is like, for example, if God gave me something. Okay, so we always say, or we need to say, thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for make me still alive until today. So that is being grateful. And General Sudirman was one of that person, that kind of person. Okay, and then during the war, he had the spirit of jihad. Do you still remember about jihad in Islam? We jihad is something that we need to do. Uh, which have a purpose only to God. Like for example, as a student, we are studying, it is called jihad because we study for God, we study for ourselves and also for God to get pahala. So, spirit of jihad to lead the war against the Dutch. Okay, so is it enough for General Sudirman? Do you think that General Sudirman was a nice person, was a good person, was a good hero? Yes, of course. Okay, so the next one is about what do you know about Chut Nyak Din, everyone? Okay, let's see. So Chut Nyak Din was a leader of the Acehese guerrilla, or small guerrilla means small war, forces during the Aceh War. She led guerrilla actions against the Dutch for 25 years. Okay, wow, it was a long, long time. Like 25 years. Can you imagine? Okay, so the next one. The majority of the Achinese people, who are predominantly Muslims, consider this war as a holy war in the path of Allah. So during the war or during the colonizations, a lot of Indonesian islands like invaded or colonized. One of them is Aceh. So Aceh is located in Sumatra Island, and then during that period, Cut Nyak Dien was one of the hero. to for Acehnese during the Acehnese guerrilla or the small war. So the Acehnese people consider the that colonization or the war as a holy war in the path of Allah, because most of Acehnese people back then were Muslims. Okay, the next one. She taught the Indonesian people the importance of upholding the nation's dignity and strong leadership. So, Acehnese people back then had a good dignity and strong leadership to fight the invaders. Okay, so the next one. Cut Nyak Din's patriotic attitude is an example of women's emancipation. So even though Cut Nyak Din was a woman, but uh, she had a big spirit, or she had a high spirit back then. Like no matter my gender, no matter what my gender was, like I needed to fight for this island. Like even though she was a woman, but she fights side by side with her husband and with her people in Aceh. Okay, the next one. She said, "Our duty is to strive. The results belong to Allah." So that was a very deep quotation from her, because as we already know that um she she was a woman, and even though she was a woman, she tried to fight side by side with the men, with her husband and also her other Achenese people, but still she stick to the God. Like didn't forget like she didn't forget how um how she prayed to the God. Like she fought while she prayed to the God. Okay. So how should we appreciate? So this will be the last a question for me from me. How should we appreciate the Indonesian independence? What can you contribute for Indonesians? Like let's say as the student, how should we appreciate the Indonesian independence, and what can you contribute for Indonesia? Okay, do you have something in mind, everyone? All right, so the first thing first, like you have to commemorate and you have to celebrate uh, every year on August 17th. Like for example, you can join the ceremony to commemorate and to remember the hero, and also you join some several activities during the August 17th. And as students, of course, you need to study hard. You need to learn the Indonesian history back then, how struggled the Indonesian people back then in the past to get their independence. And then while we are now, like Indonesia already got its independence. So as Indonesian people, we need to be proud and we need to preserve our um our country itself. So we need to study hard, we need to be smart, and then after that we can rule Indonesia into and lead Indonesia into a better future. Okay. All right, everyone. I think that's enough for our class. So don't forget, because LSE course will have another activities and another special classes. Please don't forget to join our class. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.